Welcome to the Eclipse download video. In this video we'll download Eclipse, we'll download the Android SDK, we'll install the Android plugin for Eclipse, and we'll endeavor to run the Hello World program. So in Android, first Android app. Eclipse downloads. Go ahead and open that up. What you want is the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. I'm using Windows 32-bit system, so that's what I'll choose there. Choose whatever mirror is available and download it. It will be downloaded as a zip file. I think probably you can set this up however you want. For me, it's easiest to save this zip file to my root directory, and then I'm using Windows. I right-click, extract all. When I extract it, I'm going to end up with a folder called Eclipse, and I already created a folder called Eclipse Workspace right under my root. So then I have two directories right next to each other. Eclipse, that of course will contain my Eclipse application, and then right under that Eclipse Workspace. Downloading pretty fast. Okay, I downloaded Eclipse, the Eclipse download to my root. I expanded it. Now I end up with Eclipse as a directory, and right here is my application. And I created this folder right here, Eclipse Workspace, because Eclipse will ask me where it wants to put the files of the projects that I create. So go ahead and launch Eclipse. We haven't done anything with the Android SDK yet. Right now we are just verifying that we have Eclipse properly installed. So we may as well go ahead and run the Hello World program that we created in the first video. Eclipse is an IDE for Java as well as for Android. Here's the Select a Workspace dialog. So I have set up for it Eclipse Workspace, just so I know where to find my project files. Just takes a few seconds to launch. If you have the welcome screen that opens up for the first time, just exit out of that. For right now, I will create a Java project. So, File, New, Java Project. I'll name the project Hello World, and I'll run it just so you can see a little bit of how Eclipse works. We'll use Java SE 1.6, that's the Java runtime environment. We'll create separate folders for source and class files. And I'll show you how to add a folder or a file to the source folder in just a second. Okay, Eclipse set up a project named Hello World for us. Expand it, and you'll notice a folder called SRC for source. Right click on that, and what we want to do is import the hello world.java program that we created in the first video. So I click on import. I want to import, this might be collapsed the first time you run it, but under general you'll find file system. This is like a prompt or a wizard for finding a file. So open that up, navigate to where your Java file is that you want to import. Remember where mine was? It was under Java and Java Test. So I made it easy on myself. Java Test, just click OK, and now here's hello.java. There's my compiled file. .class, click, check it, and finish. Alright, now you can see that there's an arrow that means that there is something in source. There's no package name, so it just says default package. and click again, and you can see it's actually identified the methods that I have. I only have one method called main. Double click on hello, you'll see your source code. We'll do the same thing in just a few minutes with an Android app. Anyway, here's my file. I can edit this. Here's my source code. You do a lot of cleaning here to keep your project synced. So project clean, there's really not too much to this project, so just an example. To run the project, here's the run button. When I run this, I should see my program execute, compile, link, and execute. There we go. Here's my file down here. Might have to scroll down to see it. Hello world, this is the start of something big. Alright, so Eclipse is looking pretty good. Next thing I need to do is to install the Android SDK. So the Android SDK download, this site should look very familiar to everyone. Here's a tip. This one, the recommended, this little installer here has trouble recognizing the Java SDK. I've done it on several platforms. Had the problem more times than not. So what I do is just right click and download the zip file, and I'll put it into my Android SDK and then unzip it there. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll put this into the folder that I created for it. I have a clunky computer here. So, Android SDK. Alright, so you can see here's the zip file that went into my Android SDK folder that I created. So right click and extract all. Extract Android SDK. Actually, let's just extract them to Android SDK. We don't need that other subfolder. There we go. "35 seconds, I'll pause for you. 11 minutes, wow. 22 minutes, things are getting worse. Alright, I'll pause for you and catch back up with you when this is downloaded. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I have Android SDK, delete my zip file because I don't need it anymore. Yep, toss it. Alright, so here's my, this right here is the root of my Android SDK. This just helps me find it, Android SDK, the folder that I created, but technically my root is Android-SDK-Windows. And let's go back to Eclipse and install. Let's tell Eclipse where the SDK is. Alright, to start Eclipse, wherever it is, mine is in the Eclipse folder. Start it, and we are going to install new software. So once Eclipse opens up, we'll go to Help, Install New Software, and we'll prompt it to find and install the Android DDMS and Android Development Tools. Workspace is fine. Actually, do not ask me about that again. It's getting kind of annoying now. Alright, back at Eclipse, you can see that our Hello World or demo Java project was running. We can get rid of that. So right click, delete. Let's delete it off the hard drive as well. There we go. Alright, so help, install new software. And in the work with text box, it is https://dl-ssl.google.com/android/eclipse. Name could be Android SDK. Click OK. In a few seconds, this should fill in. Developer tools. Select everything or select all. Click Next. Review items to be installed. Click Next. Accept. And finish. Installing software. This will go on for a little bit. If you get this warning, just say yes. That's okay. When asked to restart, that's fine. Go ahead and restart it. Now we have to tell Eclipse where our Android SDK is. So to do that, Windows, Preferences, Android, and SDK location. So you're welcome. Browse, and again the SDK location is going to be the root that's under your directory, that whatever you created. So in my case, I created android.sdk. You know, it might work if you choose that, but I think this is the one it wants right here. Just click OK and apply. That's fine. We'll install that later. We're almost done. One more step. Now we just need to tell it what available packages and APIs we'll be using. So in Windows, go to Window and Android SDK. And available packages. Alright, now these will take forever to install. So if you check them all, that's fine. If I check, this is going to take about, on my computer, this will take an hour at least for all these. So, wow, this is new since I've looked at this. Anyway, you can install all those selected. This will definitely take a while. We're at about 15 minutes right now for this video. I think I will end this here.
and then pick this up with the next video and show you how to run the Hello World and show you how to create an emulator. So this will conclude this video, which was installing Eclipse and the Android SDK.